Bowl rapper Snoop Dogg now facing allegations of battery just days before he's set to perform at the massive halftime show for the game. The accuser suing him Wednesday in a California court. Alex Capriello has more details about this woman.
Everybody knew that Snoop Dogg, not again, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually. And what did everybody do? Oh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. We're going to the halftime. But we canceled Dr. Seuss. And Jemima. Nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl habits. They're dripping down from the letters. The LVI. I know. That's right. That's right. Let's go to the game. Make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's fake.
Ally Carter is making waves, calling out celebrities one by one, and it seems no one is safe from her explosive revelations. The latest name in the spotlight? None other than Snoop Dogg. But this time, the laid-back rapper isn't staying quiet. Snoop has fired back, calling Ally a liar and accusing her of dragging his name through the mud. As fans debate who's telling the truth, the bigger question remains: who exactly is Ally Carter, and why is she everywhere right now? Her story isn't just another Hollywood scandal, it's a harrowing saga of betrayal, manipulation, and trauma. Ally has spoken openly about a stolen childhood, alleging that powerful industry figures trapped her in their world at an alarmingly young age. Married at just 15, she has recounted nightmarish experiences, including claims that she was once sold to Russia.
I had a pimp who sold me to Russia one time. He promised me that it's weird in I mean, everything is backwards, but in trafficking, in being there's rankings to things. So a trafficker, a pimp, and a John are three different things. When you are one of the girls or one of the guys, you have a kind of a ranking, and being bottom means being top. So when at one point you had to work for that ranking, though, if there's multiple girls or multiple boys in a pimp's possession, you have to work for that ranking. You have to work for that, basically, respect from your pimp to be able to have your pick of jobs. And it's not like you get to pick if you don't want to be hurt. It's just kind of choosing a lesser evil type of situation. So if you find that ranking, or if you have that ranking with your pimp, then you can kind of pick what jobs you want. So if there's machines, then you can pick kind of the least painful machine to have to be on for hours. So with my pimp, I started learning that if I was nice to him, if I didn't fight as hard, if I gave up with the fighting, and if I just did what he said, then I would become bottom, which means top. He proposed to me when we were 15 years old. And his promise, with me being his wife, I was running around in very expensive diamond rings. My mom smashed so many of them. My mom now, when she found them, she smashed them in the street, and she didn't understand. I wasn't telling her everything. I was just saying I have a 27-year-old boyfriend. I have my man, my husband is a grown man, and I was 15. So when he proposed to me, the promise was that if I said yes, and if I did what he said, then I would stay with him. And he, there was other girls that I saw with him. There were other girls that I shared him with. That sounds so ass, but when you say it like that, but that was backwards to say, but it is what it is. But we had this deal, and this deal was that he wouldn't, the other girls and the other boys that he had, he wouldn't just leave me. He wouldn't sell me out of country and leave me there. He made that promise, and of course, there's no promises that he kept. They were all empty and broken and lies. So when I had to go to this auction, and this man from Russia purchased me, I thought, okay, we'll just come right back. And the first time he said, you'll leave with him, he wants to have what's called a girlfriend experience, where they're able to take you home and they're able to keep you for the weekend, and have you wake up next to them. It's a girlfriend experience. And when I went with this man for a weekend, it was culture shock. The smells were different, the buildings were different, everybody talked different. I didn't understand anybody. I was the only black girl, so when it comes to Americans and when it comes to being black, it definitely was the kicker, because they don't have any respect for you. And especially they didn't have any respect at all. So some men like to have with you with their feet, put you on leashes, make you lick the floor or lick their feet, piss on you, things like that. When I figured that out, I was like, I was praying, please God, let me get back to California. And I promise I will be a freaking angel for this man, because I don't want to end up staying here.
She has revealed chilling details about how her own family members, and even Child Protective Services, CPS, were allegedly involved in this dark scheme, painting a disturbing picture of corruption. Imagine enduring such horrors before even reaching adulthood. It's no surprise that Ali is now on a relentless mission to expose the hidden forces operating within the industry.
When we came back, my pimp told me I was going back out there before a week. The money that was exchanged is when I knew it was time to make a decision, because I knew I wasn't coming back. And I knew that he promised that he would bring me back, but there was money counters that came out. There was a huge meeting that he had to have. There was paperwork. And that's when I realized I have to do something, because they're gonna kill me. And in the worst way. And he told me, you're just gonna leave for a week. And I'm like, there's no way. So I got out of school. I was told to go to the park in Fontana and sit on the swings. I had bright red hair, and this is what saved my life, because I was about to get branded. I was about to change my complete look to go to Russia, because that's what my pimp was telling me to do. So I braided my hair and I changed it. It was blood fire engine red, and it was so bright that it was so noticeable anywhere I went, and I had brushed it out so it's frizzy and crazy. And I went and sat on the swings, and I called my mom and my grandma at the time, and I told her, I love you. I don't know if I'll talk to you again, but I'm about to leave. And she's like, where? And when my grandma heard that in my voice, she rushed to the park. She saw me sitting on the swings. She's like, get home now. She called my mom. My mom called the foster home. She called the police. She called the social worker. And thank God they did, because it stopped the Russia order. It stopped my pickup. I was sitting on the swings getting ready to leave to go to Russia. And it stopped everything. That night, after telling my mom the complete truth and knowing that I wasn't about to come back, I made a choice to run and to disappear, because there was no way. CPS wasn't listening. My social workers knew and was in on it. They would tell me to stop telling people. People were making fake court orders for my mom, that was the time where I was like, it's either life or death right here. And the next time that I have to try to make this decision, I'm probably going to be somewhere where I can't get out. So I ran. I disappeared from Child Protective Services government custody for a year straight. By less than a few weeks, because of my last name and because of the elite ties that I have, they took me out of the missing child's network system, and removed me from any Amber Alerts or any type of system to tell anybody that I was missing. But CPS still collected money for me. There were fake FBI that were sent out to torment my mom, to mess with people that I knew of that my pimp seen me with, because he made it. There were fake FBI that came out to torment my mom because my pimp made it in a way that he knew who I was hanging around. He knew what I was doing at school. He knew all those things. But I had to be safe, and I can't say exactly how I disappeared. It would incriminate a few really, really, really good people, because they had to do what they had to do to make sure that I'm still sitting here right now. If I didn't leave that park that day, I'd probably still be stuck in somebody's tunnel or dead.
After enduring years of trauma, Ally Carter made the bold decision to break her silence. She began calling out celebrities she claims to have been entangled with, and not in the way anyone would hope. Her accounts of disturbing encounters have left many questioning just how deep the corruption runs in Hollywood. One particular revelation that caught attention was her mention of a past feud between her friend and Akon, suggesting that her experiences aren't isolated incidents, but rather part of a much larger, more sinister web.
But we were taken to these houses, really nice houses. Before we were told to go to a room, we were in the living room, and I was sitting with Akon, and my friend was sitting with his friend, who was from Dubai. They still didn't do a test or do a sample that they could do. So his friend fisted my friend anally. He beat her. She fought him, and it made things worse. You're not allowed to help. You're not allowed to, you're not allowed to flinch. You're not allowed to get angry. So I didn't help her. And I'm really sorry. And she got hurt. She bled a lot, and she got really sick. And I didn't get to see her more after that. So I didn't cry. I didn't get mad with Akon. I didn't get mad at all. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't asking him to let me go. I didn't get mad at him. I did what he said. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't brutal. It wasn't bad. He didn't hurt me, he didn't hurt me.
But with Snoop Dogg's name now in the mix, things take an even more intriguing turn. According to Ally, she has been warning about Snoop for years, but no one listened. She claims to have exposed him 3 years ago, and in a surprising twist, a lawsuit was actually filed against him around that time.
Everybody knew that Snoop Dogg, mentioned him in December of 2020, but everybody beat the hell out of me. Screw you, that can't be true. What the hell do I know, right? And then recently it just came out again that Snoop Dogg got accused of actually. And what did everybody do? Ooh, Snoop Dogg is at the halftime. We're going to the halftime. Well, we canceled Dr. Seuss. And Jemima. Nobody mad. Nobody. Super Bowl have this dripping down from the letters. The LVI. I know, but that's fine. That's fine. go to the game, make some hot wings. It's fine. It'll pass. It'll pass, right? It's a phase. It's just a phase. Oh no! Tell somebody that plastic straws are coming back and throw a fit. Let a convict get arrested. Somebody put a knee on a convict's neck and it's over. That could happen. Crickets. Crickets. Nothing. Everything's fine.
Well, rapper Snoop Dogg now facing allegations of and battery just days before he's set to perform at the massive halftime show for the game. The accuser suing him Wednesday in a California court. Alex Capriello has more details about this woman's accusations. Alex?
Yeah, hey there, Adrian. The accusations made in this lawsuit against Snoop Dogg describe the 50-year-old rapper as a longtime predator who demanded favors from women and in return promised them jobs.
Just days before Super Bowl 56, damning accusations were levied against one of the biggest performers on Sunday, rapper Snoop Dogg. In a 33-page lawsuit filed in the Los Angeles federal court, one anonymous woman, identified as a backup dancer, claimed she was battered and forced to perform oral on the rapper nearly a decade ago. The lawsuit details the incident from 2013, claiming Snoop Dogg trapped the woman in a bathroom and forced himself on her. Because she was unwilling to engage, the lawsuit claims Snoop Dogg wouldn't hire her for future jobs. Snoop hasn't responded to News Nation's request for comment. But just days ago, moments after a closed-door attempt to sort through the allegations with the woman, he posted this on Instagram. Gold digger season is here. Keep your guards up and keep your circle small.
News Nation has reached out to both the NFL and Pepsi to see if there were any plans to strike Snoop Dogg from the hip-hop halftime show lineup. No word yet if that action is going to be taken.
Thinking of Snoop managed to sidestep that legal drama, Allie's resurfacing claims have reignited the controversy. Fans are now divided, some standing firmly by her side, while others dismiss her as a clout chaser. The skepticism has only grown after several people close to her, including her sister, foster mother, and even her biological mother, came forward to challenge her story.
As I was trying to speak to my sister, she's still in the comments. She knows that what she's saying is not true. And that we came from the same household and we were disciplined, but not. No, I'm not. Mom is not coaching me to say anything or keeping me home, as she probably would say. But my sister's always been like this. For what? I don't know. But all I know is that when it was causing problems, I had to come out of school. Always had to come out of school. So for you to say those lies and continue it and just get riled up, not pictures. Tori is lying about everything. Everything. I am the oldest, and I'm saying it on behalf of my mother, my sisters, and myself. We were raised by our mother. Disciplined, not to go to school, work hard, and have a career in the world, and be respectable women, and be respectful to our mother, and honor her the way we're supposed to. This is not honoring our mother.
When Allie was put in foster care, I was advocating for her, and I was reporting back, and I was writing reports and turning in reports to CPS based on the that she was telling me that she was experiencing while in foster care. At first, they embraced me and they were allowing me to have visitation with her. When I started making too many waves, they turned everything back on me. They filed a court order that said I was a predator to Allie, and they were telling me I was not allowed to have contact with her because they were trying to silence things, and they were using that as a means to scare me. CPS was in charge of Allie at that time. She was their responsibility. If they filed a court order that I was a predator or was harming her, they should have pressed charges.
Your call. You have to come
home. You have a home to come home. Please don't take no more drugs from her. Don't eat no food from her. You got to do is step out. If you're in a vehicle with her right now, step out of the vehicle and run to her. Get to the nearest phone and call me. Dial 911 if you have to, and have them call me. I promise you I'll be on my way. I'm looking for you right now. My search has already started. Not only am I coming to get my daughter, Shelly, but I'm going to say it again. I'm coming for your. I'm coming for everything you did to my daughter, my family. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Shelly? For all of you wanted to see my face, here I am, Tori Outlaw's mother. Now what? Now what do you have to say? Run, Tori. All you gotta do is call me, baby. You can call me through 911. You can contact me through 911. She got you claiming you're a human traffic survivor. You can survive this if you want to. Be a Shelly survivor, baby. Be a Shelly survivor and come home. And I'm not going to stop till I get my hands on you.
Despite the backlash, Allie remains steadfast, insisting she is telling the truth. And she's not alone. One of her friends recently stepped forward to support her claims, sharing a personal experience that adds even more weight to her allegations. As if the situation couldn't get more intense, a resurfaced music video featuring Allie in one of Diddy's songs has gone viral, serving as a major piece of evidence that she was, in fact, connected to these industry giants.
One time he locked me in containers with his shipment of kids. There were kids in there that didn't speak English. There were kids that were sick and that were already dying. There were babies. There were babies that were 6 years old. And I'll never forget them just crying, and everybody was just staring at them. Everybody was just staring at each other. Nobody knew whether or not to move. I was freaked out. And I got up and I held her. And they opened the truck and they took her from me. Because they said she was already sick. And they killed her. Her name was Bailey.
I was in them containers that said green on it. I'm talking about I've been in the ocean. I held on to a girl, which was Allie Carter. I held on to her. We hugged each other because we were being shipped and we thinking we about to die because it's a storm and it's the middle of the ocean. Right. We can't see. We just hear it. We just feel it rocking like it's about to fall. We could have fell into the ocean and been dead. Like, I just want, if Allie Carter looks at this, I just want to apologize to her. Because she reached out to me probably way back in 2012, and she said people were after her, and I'm like, girl, I don't want to meet you, because people after you ain't about to bring them to me. Because I didn't know what the people is, but I just want whoever the people are to know I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Where the Dittler, where he messed up, is that he started thinking he can do what the white man do. Without the white man. That's where he messed up. Start feeling like he was the white man. That's where he messed up, I feel like. Because other than that, if people would have just kept doing what they was doing, would nobody ever help nobody?
Diddy parties. Those are parties. And I was one of the kids that was one of the party favors. And a party favors means that you're set on top of a table and you're used as a toy for anybody who comes across the table or who wants to party at a certain time of night when the music stops and then the DJ starts flashing all these lights and they close the doors, and then everybody turns into like a frenzy and starts going into a crazed animal-like demonic state, and you have no idea what's going on. And yes, there was a time where I was just like completely don't give a because it happened, and I was the type of kid that thought that, you know, you're in the presence of royalty and they make it seem like you're in the presence of Hollywood, so you should be honored and you should be appreciating that you're there. And I was that person. I totally acted like that. I was like, oh, it's fine, you know, it really doesn't matter. But then it really did matter when my pimp was like, he had rules. He had lots of rules, and it was more money. And if you know the difference between a pimp, a John, and a trafficker, the trafficker is the supplier, but the pimp is collecting the money, and the John is doing the buying. So if the pimp is saying that Full House, actual, full-blown by the way, kids, don't watch this. Goodbye. I love you. Goodbye. If you found my stuff, get off right now. This is the moment where I'm telling you I'm angry. I forgot to put that reminder in the beginning. Okay, cool. Goodbye. What was I saying? Full House. Thank you. If the pimp paid for if there's rules to Full House, and there's rules to and there's rules to all kind of different jobs. Okay, so at a certain point, I was not brought or traded for sex, but that didn't matter to a few celebrities that were there. It's not just celebrities, there's a lot of different people. They called it an all-black party, but it was mainly because a lot of the party favors were black kids. I was in the care of Riverside County Child Protective Services at the time. I was 15, barely 16. 15, 16. It's foggy. A lot happened that night, and I went really numb. And if there's videos or if there's anything that could go from that, then pull them. Because we all know that there's so many cameras around. So I can try to post the affidavits and I can put out what happened, but at the same time, what am I supposed to do? Well, nobody's really asking about the kids that are present in these parties now and were then, because they're really just going after all the celebrities and the adults, which I'm happy that we're finally here, and I'm grateful that we're finally pulling the names that need to be pulled and the big fishes that need to be pulled, but at the same time, nobody's asking about the kids.
So what do you think? Is Ally Carter exposing Hollywood's darkest secrets, or is her story too shocking to be true? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update. Until next time, stay informed and keep it real.